Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Mantenna, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. And before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review, take a look-see at all Mantenna has to offer in terms of accessories, because unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't much. He's got the mini comic, the flyer on the back, and the pamphlet for how to disassemble him, because he is a little bit more unique. He's got 4 legs, but other than that, you get jack diddly squat. But despite the fact that he comes with next to nothing, I mean literally next to nothing, I like this figure a lot. I think he's my favorite in the wave, but I'm very biased towards this character. Mantenna is one of the first vintage MOTU figures I got. I love the character since then. Also, a friend of mine is really big into this character too, so there's a lot going for him here. Like an unglued back piece. What's going on here? Hold on. We're doing it live, people. Yeah, it looks like his back piece came unglued. That's interesting. See that? Right there. Is that supposed to be glued in? Or is that just sitting there? Weird. It's glued in on the front, but not the back. Interesting. So, popping his noggin back on. He's a very unique figure in the sense that he's got a giant's peg sticking out the back of his head. Looks like he's got a boner. Makes no sense because that's not where that goes. But you push it and his eyes bulge out. That's cool. But I feel like they could have made this peg shorter. I don't know. I feel like this eye gimmick is awesome. That's his thing. But I would have preferred like swappable eyes or alt head or something instead of that. Because it does kind of kill the aesthetic of the figure, even though it is on the back of the head and it is kind of hidden by the ears at most angles. It's still there. It's still pretty egregious, but it is kind of fun to sit here and just do this for, I wouldn't say hours, but minutes out of the day. But as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate side to side. He will look up a little bit. He will look down a little bit. He will tilt side to side a little bit. Not a ton of range in the head there. His arms will move out, back down, rotate forward and back. They feel like skinnier arms too. So I think he does not share the same arms as some of the other characters in this line. His elbows are rather tight, but they will bend about that far. And you can straighten them out, kinda. They don't really straighten out, but they do a little bit. But if you heated that up, you'd probably straighten them out more. But he has a bicep or elbow swivel. So we'll at the wrist with a hinge, with new hands, with his 3 fingers, or 2 fingers and a thumb, if you want to be particular. Waist twist, not the tightest on mine, but it's not like loose or anything. It's okay. Moving his arms out. This is where things get crazy with this guy. His legs are all individually articulated, so you can kick them forward, kick them back, kick them out, kick them down. Single jointed knees with the rotation. He's got a boot swivel. Very soft on the shin guard too, by the way, so you don't gotta worry about jabbing yourself. That's kind of nice. At least that one, what the heck? That one's like super soft compared to this one. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out, see if there's something up with that, but yeah, that's weird. Either way, he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker, and I think I said a boot cut, but if I didn't, he's got that too. That's very weird that that's so soft. Huh. Interesting. I have to look at that. But that is Mantenna in a nutshell. He is awesome. One of my favorites. I'm a little biased towards this character, but I likes what I likes, man, and I like creepy looking alien dudes. Alien? Question mark? What the heck is he even? But with that being said, I think it is time now that we move right along. Take a look as I tilt his head up and his crazy yellow demented eyes look in the camera. Take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Mantenna alongside the other characters available in this particular wave of cartoon collection figures, both of which we've already reviewed on the channel, so check those out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. First up, we got Ram Man, and then we also have She-Ra. Not Mantenna's arch nemesis, I think that title belongs to Hordak, but an enemy of Mantenna's nonetheless. And of the three, I think Mantenna, despite the fact he got stiffed on accessories, is my favorite. He's just been a personal favorite of mine since the vintage figure, which was the first one I ever got. One of the first vintage figures I ever got too, so always loved Mantenna, thought he was a cool character. He's a wacky character. He's like one of the more unique members of the Horde, and one of the more unique MOTU villains, because he's got the 4 legs, crazy eyes. I just love how wackadoodles he is. So getting these two out of the way. So we can make way for our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. Right. Yeah. And the infamous 11th Spawn. Right. Yeah. Who, as usual, towers over everyone, because once again, he is not a 5.5-inch figure. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I do think I still prefer the more gnarly-looking sculpt of the original Origins Mantenna, this one is pretty good too, if you somehow missed the original Origins Mantenna, because he seemed to be everywhere, and that was a heck of a figure for the value. So I think this one kind of follows suit. It does kind of suck that he doesn't have any accessories to speak of. We are getting a blaster with Leech, so maybe you can hook him up with that, because who wants to mess around with clips, right? Ew. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.